Assalamu alaikum students and welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5. So I hope you all are doing great and you're having a great time at home and you are taking care of all the SOPs because it's not that you are staying home only, but you need to stay home and you need to stay safe, okay? And you have to, again, I'm repeating, although you all know this, but you need to take care of yourself and you need to sanitize your hands, you need to wash your hands, and you need to keep the required distance. And above all, you need to stay safe and stay protected. Okay? So, I welcome all the eighth graders to the final term. Today, we are officially beginning the final term for English for this session. Okay? And as you all know, I am your course instructor, Mrs. Sabah Arif. Okay? So I hope that we are going to have a great time in the final term and you're going to focus more because definitely you need to pay more attention now as we are entering or we are beginning the final term today, okay, for English, literature and language both, of course. But today we'll be having an English literature class. So I want you people to have your English literature novels with you, okay, so that we can uh, concentrate on the text. So the play that we have begun already in class, but those of you who were not there and you don't know, you have no like the idea is Macbeth, and you have not begun it with me. So today we are going to re-begin, I would say, actually the play Macbeth, because definitely because of the midterms and because of the focus away from the play, many of you must have forgotten what we were already discussing. So let's begin again, or let's begin our play Macbeth, which is written by William Shakespeare. Okay, Macbeth again is a tragedy like Hamlet was, although the first play that we did, The Merchant of Venice, it was not a tragedy. The second play that we did was Hamlet, that was a tragedy. And I am repeating, what is a tragedy? A tragedy is a series of sad events, okay? A play that is based on a series of sad events. So today we are again beginning one of the biggest or the most famous tragedies of William Shakespeare, Macbeth. So let me introduce this play to you. It is Macbeth, a tragedy by William Shakespeare, was written sometime in 1606-7 and published in the first folio in 1623. So basically, this play was written long time ago by William Shakespeare, and it was written like in a duration of 1 year, that is from 1606 to 1607, but it was published almost after 13, 14, or more than 14, I think around 16 years, that is in 1623, okay? And its Macbeth is the shortest of Shakespeare's tragedies. That means that it is one of the shortest of the main tragedies. Basically, Shakespeare has written four main tragedies, namely Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth, and A Midsummer's Night. One more is there. So, okay, wait a minute. Let me put the students in. Yeah. So it is one of the shortest of those four tragedies. Okay, and it shows seizing of power and subsequent destruction, both rise and fall as a result of blind ambition. Okay, so basically, what does the play focus on? The play focuses on how the power was seized, that is, how the person took the power, and how it led to destruction because the person who seized the power was actually not capable enough to rule, and that is how there was a rise and a fall in the kingdom because of one person's blind ambition. Ambition is when you are anxious to do something. So this shows, actually this play focuses on if a wrong person is selected or not, or actually selected or elected, because this is what we do in democracy, that we do nowadays. But this play focuses on kingship, and kingship is when a powerful person takes over the rule of a kingdom. And if the person is not capable, and if he doesn't have the potential and the courage and the far-sighted vision to rule over the kingdom, then usually most of the times, there is a destruction in the kingdom. People are unhappy with the king, and it leads to, a fall of the empire. Basically, this Macbeth play is focusing on kingship. Okay, so let's move on. Now, the theme is actually the central idea or the main purpose or the goal. What is the play focusing on? That is good versus evil. Now, good versus evil means that how something good can, meeting with the evil, or how good is overcome by evilness, and how then that evilness is defeated by the goodness. So this is what actually this means, good versus evil. Dangers of ambition, that if you are over ambitious, or if your ambition is not properly focused, I mean, if you don't have a clear vision of what you want to do, and if you are taking wrong means to achieve it, that means if you are killing people, if you are stealing, cheating, if you are doing any wrongful means to achieve your ambition, then it becomes dangerous. Okay, because that ambition is misled. Okay, and when it's misled, then definitely if something is misled, it is always harmful to everyone. Okay, and the third one is contrast between appearance versus reality. So basically, what appears and what is real are two different things at times. Sometimes what we see and sometimes what is happening is not true, because behind the truth, because behind what appears is actually the truth hidden. So to understand this, we need to actually, like have that far-sightedness. Okay. So this is what the play has. These are the three main themes of the play. Now, for those of you who were in the classes with me, must have an idea of what we have discussed before as well. But for you who are new to this, who are having this play or reading this play first time with me, so this is just a quick review of all that we have done. Those of you who have done it, this is a quick revision maybe for you, because definitely you must have forgotten by now what we did in class 1 month ago. So let's see. Okay, so now let me introduce you to the main characters, okay? Definitely when we come across a play, we have many different characters performing different roles, and we need to actually understand what are their role or what are their positions in the play to understand the play. Because definitely I have seen this thing when I was going through your revision tests, basically, that we did two plays, and I was quite surprised that many of you were not actually clear with the characters even. You were mixing the characters of both the plays, and I wonder why, because definitely both the plays are entirely different. They have entirely different characters. The names are totally different. There was no same even name repeated in any of the plays before. And you people were actually writing Hamlet in Merchant of Venice and Merchant of Venice characters in Hamlet, and that was actually pretty, not only surprising, but shocking, I would say. So please focus on the characters so that you know what are the main characters, okay? Let's begin. Definitely the first character that we have is Macbeth. Okay, yeah, the first character that we have is Macbeth. Yep. Now, who is Macbeth? Macbeth is a general in the army of King Duncan. So basically, he is definitely a commander or a soldier. He belongs to the soldiers, okay? He is a soldier, and originally he's a Thane of Glamis. Now, what is a Thane? Anybody knows what is a Thane? A Thane is a person who has been given charge of a certain area under kingship, and he can take decisions regarding that particular place, whatever he decides is good or bad for that particular place. Okay, so he was the Thane of Glamis. That means he was the commander in chief of the army at Glamis. Glamis is a place, okay, and he was the Thane. That means he could take the decisions from that place. Okay, he could take all the decisions upon his will for the place Glamis. And then he became the Thane of Cawdor. Cawdor is another place. So originally he was only a general, then he became the king. Thane of Glamis, and finally he was the Thane of Cawdor, and later the King of Scotland. Now, this shows that this play is located in Scotland. Now, do you people remember where was Merchant of Venice located? Merchant of Venice was located in Venice, exactly. And where was Hamlet located? Where was Hamlet located? Can anybody tell me? Hamlet was located in? If I'm waiting for the answers, Hamlet was located in. Do you people remember? Yes, Fatma, thank you. Hamlet was located in Denmark. Thank you, Viti. Okay. And this play is located where? This play is located in Scotland. Okay. So thank you, children. It's nice to know that you remember what we have already done. Thank you, all of you. Anita, Maida, thank you. So this play is located in Scotland. Okay. The setup is in Scotland. Scotland, Venice, and Denmark, all of them are located in Europe, okay, the continent of Europe. Okay, the Lady Macbeth. The Lady Macbeth is Macbeth's wife and later Queen of Scotland. Now, what you people need to understand about this lady is that she's a deeply ambitious woman for power and position. Now, this woman is actually, you see, whatever a husband and wife always have a collaboration, they always have an understanding between themselves. If this lady was a good and a generous and a kind lady, then she would have stopped Macbeth from doing anything wrong. But actually, she was an over ambitious lady who wanted power, who wanted to enjoy the position as a queen, who wanted to be the ruler despite killing anybody. So she was actually at the backhand of all the wrongdoings that Macbeth committed. Okay, she was the person equally responsible for all the one after another bad or wrong happenings that Macbeth did. Okay, so she was actually behind all the uh, wrongful deeds of Macbeth. Okay. Okay, Duncan. Duncan, who's Duncan? Duncan is the kind, generous, and far-sighted King of Scotland. So, Duncan was actually a very, very, very good king. Under his reign or under his time, under his era, Scotland was actually getting prosperous. Scotland was actually getting, better. It was progressing, and people were very happy with him. And he was a very good king. Okay, he used to reward people equally. He used to, do all the things that were positive for his people. He used to take care of his people. Okay, he was a very good king. Banquo. Now, who is Banquo? Banquo is Macbeth's friend and a general in the army of King Duncan. So basically, Banquo was also a general in King Duncan's army, and he was actually enjoying the same position as Macbeth. Macbeth was also a general, and he was also a general. Okay, so they both are enjoying a good position in the army, and they both are actually very good friends. And they both actually, the positive trait of Macbeth would be and Banquo at the same time is that they were very brave and courageous soldiers, and whenever there was a revolt or a rebellion or a dispute in the kingdom, they used to go and fight for it. Okay, so they were actually the most trusted and most reliable generals of King Duncan. Okay, children, let's move on. Okay, Malcolm. Malcolm is Duncan's elder son. Okay, who is he? He is, please pronounce these words with me when I say them. It's Malcolm. Okay, Malcolm. So he's Duncan's elder son, and he was actually the person who escaped to England when his father was murdered. Okay, King Duncan was murdered in the play, and he escaped to England because he believed that the person who has killed my father would eventually kill me also. Okay, so he escaped to England. Okay, and the next one is Dunalbain. Okay, Dunalbain. Who was Dunalbain? Excuse me. Dunalbain was also the son of Duncan. He was the younger son. He escaped to Ireland. Okay, so both the sons actually, after their father's murder, fled. They both escaped, and they did not take the risk of staying back and fighting with the murderer or finding even the murderer. They escaped. at once so that their lives are saved and nobody kills them, okay? So they escaped. And again, we have Fleance. Fleance is Banquo's son, okay? He will be playing a major role in the play when you read, so you have to remember his name. He is Fleance, okay? Now, the three witches. Three witches were evil witches. Now, in those times, the plays that were written, sometimes the witches were even good, the good witch and the bad witch. Okay, this was a very general concept in those days. So, I'm writing here evil witches means that these witches were actually evils, okay, who met Macbeth and Bunko, and they were actually demons, kind of, who misguided both of them, who tried to misguide both of them actually, and Macbeth was misguided and Banco was not. Macduff is a Scottish nobleman, aggressive to Macbeth's kingship from the start. So Macbeth was also one of the noblemen who was actually aggressive. Aggressive, that means he was not accepting or he was against the kingship of Macbeth. That means he did not like Macbeth becoming the king from the beginning, okay? Although he was a nobleman, he is supposed to accept the person whosoever is the king and abide by the rules and the regulations. But he was actually not happy because he was suspicious that how had Macbeth, acceded to the throne, and with that thing, he was actually very much conscious. He was, like not happy with the entire situation, though he was a nobleman. And the last one is Lennox. Lennox was also a nobleman, okay? Now, students, if you look here, we have almost 4 or 5 noblemen, right? So, basically, Lennox is a Scottish nobleman, and as I told you, that this whole play has so many noblemen. Now, if we come across Lennox is a nobleman, Macduff is a nobleman, Macbeth himself is a nobleman, and Banquo is a nobleman. Why do we have so many noblemen here? Because I told you in the beginning that this play deals with kingship, the rise and fall of the power. And definitely, when we're talking about the kingdom, the kingship, then the kings were actually very much dependent on their noblemen, because the noblemen or their generals in the army used to be a big support to the king, okay? They used to help the king, or they used to actually control the kingdom along with the king so that the king can rule freely and easily, okay? So I hope it is clear so far, everything to you people. Let's move on. Okay, now let's have a quick synopsis of the play. A synopsis is actually when we are discussing what is going to happen in the play. Okay, a little quick idea of what's going to happen. So, in the play, Macbeth is a Scottish general under the rule of King Duncan. Now, Macbeth was actually a Scottish general, or again, a nobleman who was under the rule of King Duncan. That means King Duncan was the ruler of Scotland. He was the king of Scotland, and Macbeth was under his command, under his kingship, and he used to be the general only. Okay, he was not the king. Understand this point that Macbeth was not the king since the beginning, okay? He was only a commander in chief, and he was a Thane. That is, first he was the Thane of Glamis, and then he was rewarded with the title of the Thane of Cawdor, okay? So basically, he was lucky enough to be the Thane of 2 places, but he was still unhappy with it because he was actually over ambitious. The three witches tell Macbeth that he will become king of Scotland. Now, this is where the turning point came, that Macbeth met 3 witches, and actually, what did they do? They inserted this idea, or they diffused this idea into the mind of Macbeth, that you can be the king of Scotland, and you'll be the king of Scotland, in fact. And Macbeth is very much, like. Taken by these words, and he starts believing that he can become the king of Scotland someday. Although him thinking this was wrong, because there was already a king ruling, and the king already had sons, Malcolm and Renalbian. So Macbeth had no place to be the king or to be the ruler. But because the witches, told him this thing that you can become the king one day, he started working on that idea, basically, that how can I be the king? It is not that how will I be the king? But he started working on the idea, how can he rule, okay? And anything that he came across, he just accepted it, and he, fought with things, and he actually became the king by wrongful means. Macbeth is inspired by his ambition and his wife murdering Duncan and acceding to the throne. So basically, this is what Macbeth did, that he became so ambitious, and his wife also, you know, guided him in the wrong direction so much that actually he murdered King Duncan. So he became a murderer. From a trusted nobleman, he turned into a murderer, okay? And not only he became a murderer, but he acceded the throne. That is, he took over the throne and he became the next king, okay? So, this is what I told you in the beginning. There's a theme that good versus evil, that his goodness was actually, he was a good person definitely in the beginning, because he was the, had been rewarded the Thane of Clemens, the Thane of Cawdor, and then he was the most trusted general of Duncan. But because he was overambitious, he listened to the three witches, so all his goodness was actually met by the evilness, and you know, he murdered the good king and he became the king himself. His reign is bloody and tyrannical and is ended by the combined forces of Scotland and England. So basically, his reign is era or time, it's his time period when he's ruling. So his time period was very bloody and tyrannical. Bloody means that you see, once you commit a crime or once you do something wrong, then to cover up that wrongful thing, you have to do wrong again and again. If you speak a lie, you have to cover up your lie by speaking thousand lies. If you like, similarly, if he murdered the king, he had to commit several other murders after that to hide his murder. So actually, this led to his destruction, because he was all the time occupied by the thought that, people will learn that he's the murderer. And to hide that, he used to keep killing, he used to be brutal, he used to be cruel to them. He was a very unkind king. He was actually Macbeth. Macbeth's character in the play is so that once you start reading about him, you will dislike him to the utmost. You will not like him at all, because definitely he is not a person that anybody would like. He was all the time tyrannical, he was cruel to the people, he was not even thinking about what is happening in the kingdom, because he was actually all the time worried about saving his life, about saving his truth, that he has killed the king. And when his own soldiers or his own noblemen found this, they actually turned against him and they joined with the armies in England. And definitely the older son of Duncan, Malcolm, who was already had escaped to England, he combined with the forces there, and the combined forces attacked Macbeth, and his reign ended finally. So that is how this is a tragedy. And one more thing that I need to tell you people here is that, can you see a similarity between Macbeth and Claudius's character? You remember how Claudius was in the play of Hamlet? Similarly, it's exactly like more or less the same thing with Macbeth here. That the way Claudius used to try to hide the murder by sending, sometimes, he was all the time occupied with his own thought that how could, he just hide the truth that he had murdered the king, and how he could hide it from Hamlet. And all the time he was, he was least interested in the activities of the kingdom, rather he was all the time busy hiding the truth. Similarly, it was the same thing here with Macbeth, that he was not at all worried about what the people were doing or what was for the benefit of the people or what was good for them. In fact, he was all the time working in the direction how he could actually save, or how he could actually, hide the truth. Okay, so this is what he used to do all the time. So I hope the synopsis is clear so far here. Now I want you people to answer some questions that I have for you. Now, what do you think about Macbeth's character? Abdul Wase, can you answer me? What do you think about Macbeth's character? Yes, Abdul Wase, can you answer me, please? What do you think about Macbeth's character? Whatever you have read so far, what do you think about him? Is he a good man, a bad man? What kind of a man is he? Okay, so Abdul Wasir thinks Macbeth is not a good character. He's a greedy person, he's a bad man, he's a cruel character. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hamza Mushtaba has a long story that he needs to tell me. Thank you. But it's exactly so far that we have not read the play, what we can say about Macbeth's character is that he was actually a good person who was misguided by his ambitions, and he became actually a very wrong person after that. Okay, he became a very cruel and a unkind person after that, and he was actually misguided by his ambition. Okay, what would happen in this play? What do you think? I mean, I just told you more or less the whole story, so can you people tell me in your words, what do you think would happen in this play? Yes, Bilad, can you answer me what would happen in this play? Rumesa, are you there? Rumesa, can you answer me what would happen in this play? Come on, Rumesa, answer me what's going to happen in this play, bitte. Okay, Anita, that's a correct answer, definitely. Rumesa, are you there? Okay, so can I have Mukhaddas to answer me this question? Mukhaddas, are you there? What do you think will happen in this play? Yes, Zemal, you are right. Okay, Rumesa, thank you for the answer. Now he will murder many people. Exactly. That's true. Hamza Mushtaba, I want you to answer, bete. Don't copy paste things from the other chat boxes or other places. I want you to answer, okay? Please try to answer in your own words. No, actually, Bilal, you need to understand that the three witches did not offer him to become the king, okay? They didn't offer him. You see, witches are actually, they have always been famous that they can, foresee things, or they can, through their magics and through their evil gospels or whatever they have, they usually have this power to foresee the future, okay? They predict the future usually, and they usually predict things that actually are wrong. But witches have this we believe from, not we actually, but from the plays we have seen in a let's, if we drive a general opinion, that you know these witches are famous for actually predicting the future, and this is exactly what you know happened here, that they predicted the future only, that you will become the king, okay? And this is from where he started thinking that how he can, they did not offer him to become the king because they are nobody to offer, okay? They cannot offer anybody that you can be the king or you cannot be the king. They only just like predicted the future, that this is going to happen, okay? But you need to understand. Okay, and what else? There would be so many murders in the play. Exactly, that's right. Hamza Mushtaba, I'm very happy if these are your own words, but I am a little bit surprised if you are writing all of this by yourself. Macbeth will king the king of Scotland and become the king now to cover his bad deeds. He will kill many more people. Exactly, Abdul Wasir. Thank you for the answer, Vite. Okay, so the last question. Let's see who's going to answer the last question here. Will it have a happy or a tragic ending? Other now, that's very much easy. That's clear actually here that what's going to happen. So can I have Zimmel? Zimmel, can you answer me? Or Zoha or Zimmel? Can you answer me? Either one of you? Definitely. Oh, Anita, you think it's going to have a happy ending? How, better? How is going to have a happy ending when Macbeth himself is such a tyrannical and such a bad person? Then how is it going to have a happy ending? Wow. But you know, you can always think whatever you want. It's good that you are just thinking out of the box and you think it's going to have a happy ending. Okay, let's see if it has. Okay, it's going to have a tragic end. This Lady Macbeth think that she was queen. She think that she will become the queen. Okay, with this, she thinks that she is not the queen. Definitely, it will have a tragic ending. That's right, exactly.
Mm,
Okay, students, now I need to discuss something very important with you people here, and that you need to understand is why are you people joining so late? Some of you are joining very late. I wonder what are you going to understand now. Wait a minute, just give me a minute. Okay, so what I want you people to understand here is I'm going moving forward, and this is the way you'll make the final term, you'll mark final term in the index. Definitely you all know this once you have your copies. And the second thing you need to do is you need to fold the page like this, a triangle shaped separator you have to make. And then after making the triangle shaped separator, you have to leave a blank page and then begin the final term copy work. Okay. Now, students, we have a little bit of a different scenario here. That is that the first and the second assignment that I will be sending this week, many of you have done that assignment before as classwork in your copies already. Okay, it is already done because we will be having the same assignment that we did as classwork, because definitely the strength was low when we did that. Many of you might not have attempted it, many of you might have attempted it like little bit and not completely. So when I shared the assignment today, I want you people, please listen to me very clearly. I want you people to check your assignment, literature assignment that we did in class. Remember, there's assignment of Macbeth that is not checked. Okay, I did not check it during the midterm because I told you this is coming in the final term. So go through the assignment. Okay, see if whatever I have written, you have written all of those details. If you have missed somebody, add if something, sorry, add it over there. Okay, and then send your copies. Some of your copies are still in the school and they are the literature copies actually. So if you have your literature copy in the school, kindly have it picked up and check if the work is there, and if the work is there, then resubmit it. Okay, I'll give you the marks on that. And those of you who have not attempted the assignment at all, you definitely have to attempt the assignment like this. You have to make the middle term pointer and then you have to leave a blank page after that and begin the work after that. Okay. And those of you who have already done the assignment before, who have already attempted, you will be doing this when you do the next assignment. Okay. Clear, children? Don't worry if the work is already done. Don't worry about this thing that how will we make the pointer now, because we have already done that assignment. If you have done it, I'll give you marks on it, no problem. But once you begin something new, you start new work over here, make sure you do it like this. Okay, that means I want to see this pointer in each and every copy. The pointer should be there in each and every copy. Okay, clear? No, you need to make a pointer, beta, because we have been told, Tabassum, that you have to have a pointer like this, okay? Clear, you need to make a triangle shaped pointer and then you have to leave a blank page. Make sure you leave a page after that. That is probably for the syllabus, for the midterms, final term syllabus, and then start the work, okay? And those of you who have already done, please check it, because I think in section G or B, I don't remember correctly, but the word meanings are not completely dictated and I think some of them are missing. I wonder if there was a shortage of time or what when you were dictated the words meanings. So make sure please that you complete the assignment, because afterwards don't tell me that miss we had only this much written, that's why we couldn't complete it. You have time, pick the copy from a school if it's in school. If it's not in the school, If you have it with you, then check the assignment. Whatever is missing, rewrite it. If you don't have place, again make a final term pointer, give the assignment number, and complete the work. Okay, I won't mind it. I'll give you the marks on it, but make sure the assignment is complete. Today, this week, Beta Jamal, exactly this is what I'm trying to say, that if you have done it, don't worry, I'll give you the marks on it. So much work that you have done under the midterm heading, I will give you marks for it on in the final term, okay? And then once you start doing the questions and answers, because we did the introduction and the characters and the words meanings right in class. So if you have already done that, don't worry, don't redo it, just don't do it again, okay? Don't do the same thing twice. And yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it, I don't mind it. Agar you want to do it, that means we want to have a new final term and we want everything in the final term, you can do it again, that's no big deal. But that would be like, it's up to you. So if you don't want to do it, don't redo it, but check the assignment if it's complete and then submit the copy on 4th. Okay. All of you know that Friday 4th is the submission date. Submit the assignment on 4th and I'll mark you on that. Okay. So don't worry if it's done in the midterm section. At least now, whatever you do from now onwards, for that, make a final term pointer. Okay. You should have a final term pointer once you do any work from now onwards in the copy, okay? If something is already done, don't worry about it. Because we began this chapter in the midterm and then, we stopped in the beginning and the start, and then we continued with the revisions. So don't worry about it. Have I made myself clear? Any questions? Any questions, anybody? Regarding the assignments. I've even written it in the assignment as a note. You can go through it, that do not reattempt the assignment if it's done, but make sure that it's complete. Some of you don't have the complete assignment. I have seen in many copies, some of you don't have all the words meanings. Okay, so please complete the words meanings. There are around, I think, 22 word meanings. If you have 15, make sure you write the next 7 as well. Because if you don't have them by the 4th of September, then I'll cut marks. Or 4th of December, I'll cut marks. Okay, clear everyone? Thank you, students. Okay, so we'll begin the lesson inshallah next time. We'll begin the reading next time, okay? So take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz everyone. And Abdul says, stop sending me requests for the control. Definitely I cannot give you that. So please take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.